Just getting ready here to completely come online. Gotta get logged in here. Okay, turn the phone volume down. As always, I should be the first one on. Welcome to the chat. You can ask questions. Anytime. Please say hello as you come in. And also, forgive me for in advance if I cannot read all of your comments. Yeah, we got one more person here. Anu, hello, how are you? Thanks for joining the chat. This is a freedom of speech chat. So, oh, Nathan. I thought you never asked, my friend. I was wondering why this gold necklace wasn't matching with anything. Oh, yeah. I know we are from Washington State, just north of Seattle, the dump capital that well, not a capital, but the main downtown Seattle that we have here in Washington State. Nathan, what's going on, brother? Nice having you back in here. Today, I'm actually going to talk. Yeah, I mean, you know, we talk about everything every day, but today's chat is going to go to Washington, D.C., and the meeting with Vladimir Putin, and Donald J. Trump. Let's see. First question, Nathan. Another day, another dollar. You know it, baby. Dime and a nickel, they say. King Tommy, what you look for in a relationship with a guy gayfully? Faithfulness is always number one. Doesn't matter what relationship. Okay, that you can be straight or sideways. It doesn't matter. Faithfulness is first, I believe. Your fly is open. I'm wearing shorts, so there's no fly, brother. Janelle, hello. How are you? Low Tier says, your brothers are being deported. If they are illegal, they gotta go. You guys know, they gotta go. You know, I had a conversation with somebody today, and, you know, I asked, you know, if you are hating the United States of America and you live here, if you have a problem with people talking well about American people and about those who come and visit us in this country, what are you doing here? But, you know, everybody wants to hate us, but everybody wants to be here. What's up, VIP? Unks. We'll wait to see if we can get a few more people on here. I want to start off with guys saying thank you so much for joining, by the way. Thank you for the likes and for the subscribes. You guys are awesome. I don't have to say please do it, but I do have to thank you because you do. Ben, how are you? JC, yes, God rules all the time, and he's always good as well. We're the ones that keep failing on this earth, but you know, like my brother just said, you know, Nathan said, another day, another dollar. Well, another day we get to holler. You like that, Nate? I just made that up, man. That's some freestyle right there. Happy says 1975, MAGA. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God bless everybody that's coming in here. Ben says, I don't want to be in the U.S. There's a lot of countries. Here, let me recommend one for you. Before you go there, stop by Honduras, the Bay Islands, Roatan. One of the best things that you're going to do in your life. Most beautiful beach. Now, don't go to where the locals live because it is kind of dirty somewhere in there, okay? Just go where the tourists go. It's called West End. That's where the best beach is. All the hotels, all the restaurants are right there on the strip of beautiful white, fine sand that your toes can sink right into and you will never regret it. After that, you can move to Venezuela if you don't like the United States of America. Yeah, that's not funny. I apologize about that. There's a lot of good Venezuelan people out there that are actually suffering because of the stupid Maduro on there. Let's see. Uncle Juan says VIP. Let's see. What else we got here? Let me see. Ray, you are a MAGA bootlicker. Malt liquor. Bootlicker, he says I am. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Addison, mega MAGA. MD, I am speaking from Dubai. My home is Bangladesh. You look very beautiful. MD, that's exactly what I tell all the people that I meet. You know that? Everybody's beautiful until they're not. And, I tend to judge people by their attitude towards me. So just so you guys know, this is a freedom of speech chat. You can say whatever you want. The only rule I got is don't use racist slurs. That's all. Okay, everything else goes. Lilith, hello, welcome. Thank you for saying hello. I appreciate it. MD, I hope you're having a great time over there. I hope everything is good for you. Is it true that everybody in Dubai, even the poorest people there, is really not poor? I heard that it's actually a good place to be, but I always think in myself, I don't think I can ever afford to live there. So Bangladesh must be doing very good. USA. Who is your Roman god? If I was to just play, okay, not that I worship, but of course it's always going to be Zeus. The lightning strikes. Release the Kraken. But that's just science fiction. The true God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that's the one that I believe in. Some people don't like my Christianism because I have a bad mouth sometimes, but my heart is pure. So don't worry about my soul. Before we start, do you guys know what your soul is? I mentioned this before in my lives. People were going crazy. What is your soul? Dennis says, fix your name. Dennis, you fix your name. Unless you're French, your name should be spelled with a double N. Right now, your name, Dennis, is Denou. Bienvenue, monsieur. Parlez-vous français? Yeah, Dennis with one N is French, and it's pronounced Denou. Let's see, I am speaking from Dubai. Nice hat, bro, says Nelly. Trump 2028 for all Americans and the world. Peace to strength, baby. Boom. Power to the people, they say. Unfortunately, I don't think that he's going to run. Even if he could, I don't think he's going to run for president in 28. But don't worry. We got Vance, JD, and Rubio. And, of course, my most favorite lady from Hawaii, Tulsi Gabbard, and I really hope that she picks up the tempo because I think that she's a very smart lady and she truly cares about the people. So hopefully everything is good. S. Campbell, Christianism. I don't know if that's the word. That's what I say. I don't know. You look like you eat corn the long way. Hey, man, that's not cool. What's wrong with you, man? There might be some minors up in this chat. Be careful with what you're saying there with your jokes. My soul got deported, says Andrew. All right, nobody knows what the hell their soul is. Everybody says it's something like a floating thing or the spirit. No, it's not. To make it simple for you, your brain It's your soul. This is why you got to keep your brain clean, not dirty. The windows to your soul are your eyes. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, that's what corrupts your mind, corrupts your soul. And then your spirit and the flesh fight what is good and what is bad. I see a lot of you trash talkers in here have decided to go with the bad. But the rest of you guys, God bless you. God bless every single one of you. David, I'm glad that that's your favorite gay YouTuber. Keep doing what you do, says David. You know what? We will all have a gayer time. Absolutely. Keep God's promises with the rainbow flag. That is a promise that God was not gonna inundate the earth again. The bad thing about that promise is that, yeah, it won't be inundated again, but it's gonna be burned. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you want? You want to be drowned, or you want to be cooked alive real quick? The clock is ticking, says Ray. It is. It really is. JC is 12, so you guys be nice, all right? Don't say too much bad stuff. I want to sleep with Muhammad. Babe, what the heck, man? Pat, it's in you. If there were minors, Trump would be here. I think you mean Biden. He likes to sniff all these little kids and women's hair. Yeah, who can blame him? The Flintstones, baby, that's what the gay old time means. And that's why these gay people are supportive of my channel, because I like to have a gay old time. God bless the USA. God bless every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for coming in, checking in, saying hello. Let's get warmed up into this talk. Today we're going to be talking about DC. And we're also going to be talking about Vladimir Putin and Donald J. Trump, our most magnificent president ever. I think he passed Ronald Reagan in my book. JC is the GOAT. Oh, Dennis is the GOAT. Thanks, JC. Man, you got a good soul, bro. There's hope for you yet. Trucking says no difference between socialism and communism. It's a big difference. There's a big difference. But the way you're going about it is I guess you can go from there. Socialism, it's a system that everybody, right, comes together. I'm going to give you a perfect example of socialism. I learned a lot of history from the Samoan people, okay? Villages, they have a socialist system. Now, they call it the Matai system, which means the chief system, okay? Now, why are they socialists? This is what I can compare to you, okay? They are socialists because in the village, everybody that is in there, it doesn't matter who works harder, who makes more, whatever, okay? Everybody that lives there has to live by the rules. Everybody's the same. But if one of the people in there has, let's say, a childbirth, and they need money, the people that make the most money gotta give more money donated to take care of that responsibility. If somebody got married back in the day, not anymore, because now it's more about money. But back in the day, everybody, the whole village would gather and build a small hut for the new married couple. And as they expand, as they have children, etc., that hut becomes bigger and bigger. And so in the socialist system, they divide the land according to the need. That's socialism. Now, communism is different. See, communism wants to control what you eat, when you eat, how you eat. I'm just giving you some corny ass example because somebody mentioned corn, okay? And the leader will have complete control of everything. And so even if you are in need, that leader can decide that you are not gonna get all the help that you want to get. That's communism. It's not a good system, because eventually what happens is, even if you try to do socialism, socialism only works in small places. Big countries, it doesn't work. Look at the difference from Venezuela. Venezuela started to adapt. They were not always socialist. When they were, I believe, hold on, let me cross-examine myself on that. Let me see if Venezuela was ever capitalist country. Was Venezuela, before I stick my foot in my mouth, was Venezuela ever capitalist? Google is now finding nothing, so I don't think that they were capitalists at any time. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. It says, yes, Venezuela was once a capitalist economy from the early 20th century. Let me tell you who Venezuela was. Now, they still probably are the country that produces the most, I'm sorry, ladies, please don't hate me for this. They produce the most beautiful women on earth, according to Miss Universe, which I don't believe. There is a lot of beautiful people there, but I mean, there's beautiful women everywhere, okay? Now, with that being said, Venezuela was known as to be one of the richest countries in the world, and they're a capitalist. And then they turned socialist. And unfortunately, being a socialist is like standing at the edge of a cliff from becoming a communist. And I think that's what's happened here in the United States of America. The Democratic Party, which we used to love so much, hopefully it comes back. It's a good, I like competition. And I think that we should have competition. But the Democratic Party, unfortunately, has become communist, socialist, Marxist party. And the reason why I say that, if you're a Democrat, or if you know somebody that's a Democrat, I would challenge you to go and compare the Democratic Party from the 90s compared to the Democratic Party today. And let me know if you see a difference. You see, I used to support the Democratic Party. I used to support the Democratic Party, but I also supported the Republican Party. Ronald Reagan was a Republican. I supported him. And then I supported George Bush. I thought, I believe everything. I thought it was great. And then, when we went to war in the Middle East, I started questioning it because things didn't add up. And so, little by little, I started changing my mind. Today, I am on the Republican side, but if the Republican side slips, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Because now, what's more important to me than partisan is to be a patriot to this country. Now, there's a lot of my own raza, as we call our race, right, the Latino people, that because I support 100% the United States of America, they call me a coconut, which means that I'm brown on the outside and white on the inside. What they don't understand is that patriotism, regardless of what country you were born, whatever land you are occupying, that's going to be the land for your children. And so you want to be patriotic to the land where you are going to build your future and that of your children. And see, that's not being a sellout. That's just being a common sense, respectable person. That's what I see myself as, and hopefully I am. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I have my mistakes. I got my own little attitude sometimes. I can't always be nice to people. When they get on my nerves, they get on my nerves, and I let them know. So forgive me for that. Let's see. War says, hey, Dennis, what does the Bible say about the treatment of immigrants? The Bible says that we are supposed to treat our neighbors, we're supposed to love our neighbors the way Jesus loved us. And that's the only story that I need to know, that we are to love our neighbors. But we are also told biblically that we are supposed to respect the law of the land. And if the law of the land says that you need a visa, you need a permit to be in this country, you need to be here legally, then that's what you gotta do. If you're quoting Bible verses to me, please, I will do you a favor right now. I read that Bible back and forth, my friend. And I practice that Bible every day. So I don't memorize scriptures because I don't like to preach scriptures. But when it comes to life, The Bible is the perfect recipe for you to be happy, for you to be a respectful person, for you to raise great children that will become great adult citizens. And no matter where they go, they know that they have to respect the law of the land, and they will never be breaking the law. And if they do, they will also know that there is a punishment, there is a consequence. One of the things that many people have forgotten about is to discipline their children. We are seeing a generation that has said, I'm a bad kid, and when I grow up, I will let my children do whatever they want. And you know what happened? They have multiplied. And on top of them being multiplied, we have a corrupted government for the last couple of decades. They have been growing and growing in corruption. They have got a hold of so much power. They cannot see past their hate. They hate a man called the Orange Man, the Taco, the evil white hope, as some call it. I call him my beautiful, greatest American POTUS, the President of the United States of America. And I have a lot of respect for that man. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in with what's going on in Washington, D.C. Let's see, the Warrior, before we do that, the Warrior says, I love that you advocate hard for the LGBTQ. You're an inspiration. The Warrior, the only people that I support are gays and lesbians. I'm not saying that that's the way to be, because they're still sinners, and well, they're not going to heaven unless they repent from that. I do not support the LGBTQ, because you guys are a bunch of crazy mofos. Sorry, that's just what I've seen at the park. That's just what I've seen. Every time somebody try to preach on the street, this is what I see. Crazy LGBTQ people trying to beat up Christians at the park because they're out there giving you the gospel of Jesus Christ, which is the gospel of love and the way to eternal life. So I'm sorry, guys. I just can't support LGBTQ. Let's see. All right, I already answered Ward's question. Keep America great. You know what? Keep making America great. And it'll never stop. Every day, we got to make America great again. You know why we say that? Well, the reason why I say it is because a lot of times we forget how good we have it here in the United States of America. And the world keeps reminding us how great we have it. But because we have it every day, we don't appreciate it. You know what I've told Samoans in their island? I'm a nature lover, okay? I promise we will go into DC after this. I'm a nature lover. I tell the Samoans, I said, man, this ocean is beautiful. The coconut trees, the mountain here is just gorgeous. And I'm just like, how can you ever get tired? You guys live in paradise. You know what their response is? Yeah, it's nice. Because they get it. They have it every day. I get it. All right, I get it. All right, let's see. 72 Caliman says, I am a great American patriot. He said it in Spanish, so trust me, that's what he said. You'll never be one of us, Taco Boy. Lose your accent, says Andrew, which I'm sure that he's not British, so he don't speak English either. So, hey, we're the same, Taco. Except your Taco Bell, I'm a real Latino taco, which has the most flavor. Woo! Minnesota Jets fan. Come on, man. Who the hell is a Jets fan on this chat, man? I'm just playing, man. All American football teams, all right? They're all American. So we love every single one of them. Go Jets. Go Giants. Go Redskins. Man, let's bring that back. You know, that used to bring a lot of pride to the Redskins, man. These idiots that we have had in office, they've been pooping all over our country, our culture. Man, that's all right. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. Jake says people who can't see the word, what? Who can't see the word Christ in Christian. That's it. What the heck, man? I thought you were going to say something else. Man, come on. I'm reading the comment out loud. I'm the one that looks like a jackass. Eric, yes, Rubio. I said Rubio. I said J.D. Vance, Rubio, and Tulsi Gabbard. All right. If you guys missed it, that's what I said. That's my favorite. Oh, and it gives me hope that we're going to have at least, let me see, 8 years with J.D. Vance if he stays on Trump's course, and then 8 years of Marco Rubio, and then 8 years of Tulsi Gabbard. Man, there is hope for the United States of America yet. Like Luke, keep spitting the truth, brother. That's right, Mark. My right-hand man. Just because your username is hand. Diana says, oh, Diana from the UK. Trump forever. Who was the guy that told me I didn't speak English? Andrew. Talk to Diana. She's the real English speaker in this chat. Assuming, Diana, that you are from the UK. Ig says, Paulbra, sell out. Oh, man. I'm getting so much love from my Latin people. See, this is what I love about Hispanics. We're so educated. The first thing we want to do is not enter into a courteous conversation. We jump right into the insults right away because this is the way to keep the chat exciting. Man, my Hispanic people never disappoint. I'm going to tell you a real story about Hispanics. I used to do technical support for Comcast. My last time I worked in Comcast was 2009. I used to take care of the bilingual line for Spanish, of course. And I got this guy. This guy was from Honduras. Now, just so you know, the whole time that we are talking, he is talking to me like an educated person. And then he says, do you mind if I ask you a question? And I said, sure. What's the question? He says, where are you from? And I said, oh, I am from Honduras. Oh, and then he just, 5 minutes, every cuss word after cuss word after cuss word. And when he stopped cursing, I said, my man, listen, my man, does me being Honduras tells you that I'm uneducated? I said, I went to school. I was taught respect. I was taught education. Now, if we are talking and we're messing around, we're just playing or whatever, by all means, you can say some stuff. But if I know that you are educated, talk to me like you're educated. All right? And if we just being, just silly, I get it. But yeah, everybody that comes in here, somebody says that I bring shame to Hispanics. Idiotic man. Let's see. Oh, yeah. These guys hate me as much as they hate Donald Trump. You know what Donald Trump does when these people hate him so bad? He goes, and that's it. That's why I love Donald Trump. Donald Trump got roasted so bad on TV. You guys remember that roast? If you guys are old like me, you will remember that Donald J. Trump got roasted and he didn't even break a sweat. They brought the nastiest things, they made up the dirtiest jokes, etc. And he ate every single one of those comedians alive. What's his name? Barack Obama. He had a microphone and he was talking trash about Donald Trump. And he says, Donald Trump says that I'm going to go down in history as the worst president ever. And you know what he said? He didn't say, I am going to do the best that I can for the United States of America. He didn't say that. He says, well, at least I will go down as the worst president. I'm like, okay, what the hell is so proud about saying you're the worst president in history? Nothing. But that was his drop the mic moment, okay? When Donald Trump ate those comedians alive, that's a mic drop moment. When he finished Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, what's his name? Oh my God, I forgot his name. George Bush's brother, what's his name? Anybody? George Bush's name, the guy that ran for president. He ate him alive. He ate everybody. He beat everybody. Oh, no. Hey, guys, I am a beaner. Soy frijolero. I love beans. Let me tell you something. If there is one thing that I will never give up is my Hispanic culture. The reason why I don't hate Mexicans or Salvadorians or any type of Hispanics, I love them all dearly. Of course, I'll stay away from the bad ones. But most of the Hispanic population are very hospitable. You know, we're all crazy screamers. We all got problems. We got issues. But they're all very hospitable. For the most part, they're really hardworking. They are educated. And they're actually very loving people. You know, and then we have those, like some, yeah, thank you, Clint Smith. Why is my chat not working on my desktop with bigger letters? Clint is right, Jeb. And what did Jeb do? I already told you how I feel about my Hispanic community. What did Jeb do to Donald Trump? Huh? You guys remember all that trash talk through the debates. But what did Jeb do right before he stepped down? He shook Donald J. Trump's hand and smiled at him, because that's what we do in America. Americans, we know how to fight each other tooth and nail. But when it comes to the truth, we always stick together for the better being of this country. Now, we do have some bad people, like some of these guys in here. Let's say Raul says, see, this is what I'm talking about. Raul Perez, he's a Hispanic, and he says, complete pure truth. Let's see. Jeremy says, no good people. I have no idea what that means. Spaniards, says Davy Blue. Spaniards are original Hispanics. No, sir. No. Spaniards are Spaniards. We are not Spaniards. We are Hispanic. That means that we speak Castilian. That means that we speak Spanish mixed with a native tongue of the Americas. That goes all the way from Mexico all the way down to the South America. Let's see. We don't claim you, says Johnny. He's talking to Vida that says taco. He must be hungry. As a matter of fact, I just ate 4 tacos, and they were very good. But they're not Mexican tacos. They're not Honduran tacos. They're not even Taco Bell. It was my Samoan wife. Oh, I love that woman. Gave me the best tacos I've had today. Sorry, babe. You know, just it is the best tacos today, but I didn't have any other tacos, so technically they're just the best tacos. All right, by default. All right, DC, let me see. You proud boy. You know what? Proud of being humble. I know I'm a jokester and all that stuff. Thank you, Ig, representing the coconuts cultures, baby. Beef cheek tacos are the bombest. Oh, hey. Okay, tell me, before we go in any farther, let's give some homage to our Hispanic community. What is the best taco you have ever had? I'm not even going to read anything else. I just want to read about tacos and not the Orange Man taco, real tacos. Mark is fishing. Oh, dude, awesome, man. Enjoy fishing. Have a good one, bud. Hey, you over here in the chat, man? God bless you, man. Thanks for the support, brother. Jesus loves you, says Ethan. Thank you. And everybody should accept that word. A Negron says, you're wrong about that word Hispanic. It was form of a racist word towards Puerto Ricans who migrant to USA. Goofy ball, you should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, let me guess. So Puerto Ricans are the special Hispanics. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Now I know. Hey, thank you for the confirmation, for the enlightenment. 6-1 says the head tacos are the best. Ugh, that's gross, bro. Barbacoa. Okay, you're getting a little bit better. Trump tacos, says Dragon Skin. Texas tacos. California is shit. Hey, man, there's a lot of Mexicans and Salvadorians in California. Let me tell you something. Let me see, where is this at? Oh my gosh, I forgot the cities. But what is it called? It's a city or a town before you get to Victorville. There was a place where there's like a little mini plaza, and there was a taco place in there. Best fish tacos I ever had, and that was in California. Best tacos that I've ever had here in Everett, Washington was of a Salvadorian food truck that unfortunately, once they sold it to a Mexican guy, I don't know, man, it just don't taste good anymore. There's a lot of flavor missing, but I'm not going to blame the Mexican dude. I think that I blame the people that don't cook with love. You see, after a while, people just start cooking because they have to make money. It's not about the money. The money will always come to you if you make your food with love and patience. Believe me, that flavor will kick in there. You got to taste your food before you serve it. If your food is bland, don't serve that shit. Add some salt. It's very simple. Add some salt, some garlic powder. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. Everything else, it takes care of itself. Let me read a comment here from Diana. Says, wish I could donate to you. Oh, thank you, Diana. The amazing support you're doing. We need Trump in the UK. And I'm going to go ahead and put DC on pause for a little bit longer, because I have a lot of Latinos here that showed me so much love and so much positivity. Hey, man, even if you guys are hating me right now for real, you guys are still my people, and I love you. I really wish you guys the best. I know we're just joking around. You might be, be mad at me or whatever. You might mean the insults that you're giving me. But I love you, man. I love you, brothers. I love you, man. I really hope that you guys get blessed and may you prosper greatly in your life. I really mean it. Now, if you're illegal, I would say self-deport before it's too late. That doesn't make it that doesn't make me a racist. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about UK a little bit, because the UK, it's suffering something similar to the United States and a lot of other countries, and that is illegal migration. Now, of course, here in America, it's not just like Hispanics, but the majority will be the Hispanics. Because we get Chinese, we get Middle Easterns, we get some Russians, we get a bunch of people through the southern border. Now they say zero crossings. All right, people have learned their lesson. Now we got 20-something million in here. I think we got rid of maybe one, maybe two. I think we're still in the hundreds of thousands. But in the UK, they are having an even worse problem, because they're having a lot of Muslim. I don't want to offend people, but they have a lot of Muslim, and it's not just the Muslim part of it, it's this Muslim third world mentality, meaning dirty, meaning lazy, meaning that they don't want to get ahead. They want the UK to take care of them. The people in the UK, they're citizens. They're not getting the care that they need because the government is putting the illegals in front of their own citizens. I pray for the UK. My brothers and sisters over there in the UK, you guys are lovely people. I think that a lot of the good things that white people have here in America was a fruit or a seed from a lot of the good British people that were here. Because remember, even though we fought against the British, even though we fought against the English, it wasn't all of them. It was the tyrants in government. Remember that. So, but there is a lot of English people that were just lovely. I mean, man, Irish, Scottish, all these people, they have some crazy ass people in there, but they have a lot of lovely people. And I think that the United States had inherited a lot of the good stuff out of this European. So I'm not against Europeans that have kind of sown a seed in the United States of America. And Diana's comment from the UK shows me that we still have a connection. Whether people like it or not is irrelevant. Oh man, thank you guys for subscribing. I appreciate that. You guys are so lovely. I appreciate it. Thank you for the likes as well. You guys are awesome. Mark, you're Scott? I didn't know that, man. It's good to know, brother. Let's see. Save says, you didn't. Who is this we? So, there is something that I tell my children. That's some good coffee right there. My homemade iced coffee. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee. I got to get up at 5. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep on time. You see, here's the thing. I know that I wasn't here hundreds of years ago, a couple hundred years ago. This nation is only about 249 years old. We're going to be 250 years old next year. But I'm going to tell you something. I have been accepted into the American family, and I'm very proud of that. And this kind of pride is not a sinful pride. It is a selfless pride, meaning that I am just very, very beyond grateful for the United States of America giving me my citizenship and allowing me the privilege, the honor to become part of the American people. And with that, I inherit their history, good and bad. I accept it, I embrace it, and I try to learn it so I can teach it to my kids, and hopefully they will understand why we cannot hate this country. See, bad things happen so that good things may be growing. And a lot of people won't understand that, but that is the history here of the United States of America, and this is one of the greatest countries in the world. With that being said, Diana, I wish you guys the best. Keep on fighting over there. Stay strong. You know, stand next to your brothers and sisters over there. Some morons don't understand that when you become part of a family, everything in their history is also yours by inheritance. And so that's where I'm at with that, okay? So when I say we, I really don't want to take credit for that, but it wasn't all pretty. And when I say we, I also accept the bad that has happened, okay? So I hope that makes sense to you guys. So save. Hopefully that will change your mind about what you're thinking about me. Don't bring the Irish into this, says Vice. Hey, you got to. Who the hell is celebrating St. Patrick's Day? Come on, man. Don't be a fool, man. We got Irish in here, man. Gregory says, did the stop the millions of Chinese that come over and fill the... Gregory, you're not English either, are you? That's the horrible grammar. Even I can't understand that shit. Type it again. Maybe I'll read it. Maybe. Let me see. Where is perfect sense? Says Igor. Duh. If you're Russian, duh. Let's see. We are America, says Mark. That's right. That's what I've been saying all this time, bro. And all my, well, you know, some of my Hispanic people, they keep calling me a sellout. But they don't understand why I say that the United States of America is the greatest country in the world. They don't understand that the United States of America doesn't mean white people. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these racist mofos. This is Irish, Scottish, Asian, Chinese, some Japanese, some Korean, Hondurans, Mexican, Salvadorians, Guatemalan. Dude, this country is a melting pot of the world. And that's why it's the greatest country in the world, man. Man, you know what the devil wants to do? He wants to make us fight about racism that doesn't exist. A lot of people think that white people invented white supremacist name. And the white people didn't even say that. It was the Africans that invented that word, but they don't want to understand it. They don't want to believe it. But their own African people are actually saying that. So that's what I'm at with that. That's what I believe, and I will accept it from an actual African man. Excuse me. JC Adams. Oh, man, I just scrolled too fast. Let's see. John says, none of the last three. Ah, man, it's too late. I say so much stuff, bro. Like somebody said I was full of shit the other day. Man, I am, right? This is why I'm here, letting it all out, baby. Slappy says, United States, the world, peace, strong legs and arms, and some cool glasses. I don't know what that means, man, but it's all good, baby. Acost says, butt kick village. Man, you guys are nuts, dude. I don't know what the hell you're saying, but the flag makes sense. The clown, yes, sir. I am a clown for you, so you can laugh. B. Campbell says, love the hat. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, B. Maybe a girl, I don't know. But thank you, B. I appreciate it. Arms, a melting pot of legal. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Legal immigrants. Now, you know what's crazy? It's something that people don't mention enough. They want to be racist. They want to be hateful. But what they don't realize is how many foreigners actually get access to come to our country, that are allowed to be in our country. A lot of Hispanics are allowed into our country legally. Let me give you guys a little something. Damn, this DC story is not going to come out, but I promise it will come out. Pinche coconut. You know what? I like that word coconut, man. I love coconut. So thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. That's because you keep talking about racism. Michael, you're right, man. We shouldn't talk about racism. You got it. You got it. Okay, I'll try not to, all right? I hope you travel with your papers. Of course, always. Get my passport. I got that's all I got, my passport. Texas Living says, you will be deported. Yoshi says, hey, what's going on, Yoshi? What's up, baby? Man, I haven't seen you for a while. Have you been on lately? All right, it's been a while, but welcome back, Yoshi. Much love to you, brother. Let's see. All right, I'm going to read a couple more comments, and then we're going to jump into Washington, D.C. I already said hello to Diana from the UK. Hope everything goes well over there. I know people are standing up for what's right, as they should. How is your coffee today? The Tudor Star. So I made my coffee. I don't know about if you guys know about coffee, but coffee is supposed to, I got this big gut. And it's because I drink a lot of dark coffee. So I just recently started working out. I finished 2 weeks on Friday. I started my third week this morning. I go work out 5 a.m. before I go to work. I go to work at 7. I get out at 3:30, 4:30, sometimes 6, depending on how much work we have at work. And then I come here and I started this channel. I think I've had this channel for a while, but I never used it. And I started actually using it about a month ago. And so you guys have been tremendously supportive, and I appreciate it like you have no idea. You see, I like to talk. Not that you've noticed that I like to talk, but I like to talk. Especially, I want American patriots to know that they are appreciated, that they are loved. You guys truly are special. And it is a privilege for anybody that comes to this land that gets to be here and see you, period. I was talking with my wife about American patriots. And I asked her, I said, I don't understand why people think that when you give somebody compliments, you're brown-nosing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that it doesn't make sense. Because, my coworkers, I always tell them, hey, man, that was an amazing job. Hey, great job with that, man. I'm always complimenting when I see something good. I'm not going to say that all Americans are freaking beautiful, law-abiding. There's a lot of criminals in America, too. We have plenty of those. We don't need illegal ones to come in here and make it worse. But anyways, so I started drinking white coffee. I know it sounds racist, but it's white coffee, and I mix it with a couple of dark coffee shots because I like the flavor, but I also get the benefit from the white coffee. And this actually is like coffee that will give you energy without the crash. Obviously, after 8-10 hours, of course, if your body's tired, you're gonna knock out. All right, let's see. Gear says, your gas is $2.34 in my state. Man, lucky. I will say this, here in Washington State, it would be $2.91. But our greedy blue Democrats like to raise taxes over here, and we have to pay an extra $1, which means that for every tank that I fill up, I got to pay an extra $20 that I could be using for food. Maybe save up for some oil changes. All right, how did you get to America? I came here. My mother brought me here when I was a kid on a 777 jet Boeing. Man, best experience of my life ever. I had like 7 or 12 Coca-Colas. They were free back then. You just push that little button. Boom. Yes. Can I get a Coke, please? Thank you. Now you don't get that unless you go first class, but, whatever. Let's see. Donnie, this is a perfect example of when dummies don't know they are dummies. Yeah, you're right, Donnie. Most of the time I don't know, but, nobody's perfect. George Washington State What part of Washington are you in? I'm in Lakewood. I'm north. I'm in Everett. Yeah. Everett, Washington, just north of Linwood, north of Edmond, Shoreline, and Seattle. Tacoma, 5, Auburn, they're all south, southeast, etc. Michael says gas is $3.30 here in Pennsylvania. That's not bad, bro. I think anywhere between, if you're getting away with $2.50 to $3, I think that's fair, man. I think it's fair. Gus, you're in Cali, bro. Cali is like $5.40 for the cheap stuff. You know, if you Google, let me see. Let's Google gas in California. I guarantee you that it won't show me that price. Let's see, highest. Let's see, highest gas price in California. In Californian history. Oh shit, it finally showed it. All right, so the highest price has been $6.50. Reached in October 5th, 2022. Now, when I lived down in Cali, it was about that much. Almost, I think it was like $6 back in 09. And I just couldn't afford it, man. I got stuck in traffic from Fullerton all the way to West Hollywood. It's supposed to be like a 25-minute drive. I was in traffic for 3.5 hours. Ridiculous. Just imagine how much gas you waste on idle. That is crazy. Hell no. All right, Putin. All right. We're going to get to Putin, but first we're going to talk about Washington, D.C. The title says, bro, what's up with the hat? It's called American Patriotism. Jose Membrane diesel is 5.7. Golly. Jose, damn, bro. 5.78? I mean, I know diesel lasts longer than gas, but damn, man. That's crazy. Let's see. In Honduras, the gas down there was about 25 point something, which is like $1 per liter, meaning that they were paying about $4 per gallon of gas. Not too bad, to be honest, because there's always gas over there is a lot more expensive. Horrible government, by the way. The president over there is a socialist lady, and she supports Maduro from Venezuela. You bastard. Destroying the people, man. That takes me off. Right off. Mocha Latte says, get on live with Dean, please. Huh? What do you mean? You don't like my channel? It's all good. Not the best channel, I get it. Mike Loving. Yeah, what happened to Trump getting the gas prices down and the grocery prices down? Hey, Honduran, go back to your country. This is my country, fool. I am blessed to be able to be in this country legally, being part of the United States American citizenship. It's a great feeling, and I will do anything I can to always protect and defend this country. Let's see. Jamie says, are you a side toucher too? Don't know what that means. I will not try to figure out what that means. M says, it stayed about the same price for too long. They fixed the prices. Of course, because their taxes on their gas, it's immense. You have no idea how much money they make off of gas taxes. That is the biggest thing. And then on top of that, they have NGOs which they use to launder their money. Remember what happened with Stacey Abrams? They found out that she got on this NGO $2 billion. And when they found that there was only $100 in the account. What happens? 2 days later, after they announced that they have found this, $2 billion get put into that account like that. You know why? Because they got found out, man. Somebody's going to jail. The trials are starting here at the end of this month. Monica, yes, I actually am fluent in both languages, except English. I think I suck because people keep making fun of my accent. I honestly don't see my accent because I learned English from a bunch of you mofos that have some crazy ass English. Don't blame my English. It's your fault. I'm just messing with you, but it's true. It's true. Gear Jammer said diesel is 306. Man, that's very good. That's a good one right there. Down from 434. I'm glad for you, man. And that's the way it should be on every single state. I don't care if it's a blue state or a red state. Every state needs to come down. Gas in Nicaragua is $6. I believe it. There's a bunch of Sandinistas over there. A lot of socialists, communists. Man, you guys are screwed in Nicaragua, man. Man, I was hoping that Nicaragua was changing their ways. But I haven't heard any good news from Nicaragua, to be honest. Hopefully everything gets better for you, brother. All right, here we go. Somebody feels sorry for me. I appreciate it. How you feel about Donald Trump deporting your cousins? As I said before, if they're illegal, they gotta go. I told these motherfuckers, don't come over here illegal. What the hell's wrong with you? You bring shame to our country by coming here illegally. I am Honduran. Somebody called me Honduran, but I'll take it. It sounded like a fruit, I think. Let's see, Mark Laporte. Dennis Herrera never went to college. So I graduated from high school here in Washington State. But in Honduras, 7th grade is our first year of college. So you're lying. I did go to college. I hope you're being sarcastic about Newscom being president, bro. That guy is never going to be president. This guy... Yeah, oh man, where can I start with this fool? He's the worst actor in Hollywood. This guy tries to act like he's somebody important. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, what the hell is wrong with it? They sell their soul, bro, for money. They don't support their people. They don't care about the country. I don't know why, even if you're a loyalist Democrat, why would you vote for this garbage? I think they've been cheating that's just me. I think they've been cheating. And I think a lot of Democrats actually have common sense. Because when you see hundreds and thousands of fool Democrats out there, there's not millions. Millions is a big number. Hundreds of thousands is a lot, but it's not everybody. So, yes, I came to this country legally. All right, here we go. We're gonna talk about DC first, and then we're gonna jump into Putin and Donald Trump. So DC, you guys already know that Donald Trump has taken over, not because he doesn't like the mayor of Washington DC. He's done this to help her out. Now, Washington DC can be federalized for the president. It's not a state. So all you people out there that don't know that, well, now you know. The problem in Washington, D.C. is they have a heavy amount of criminality or criminal activities happening that even if it's gone down 35-40% from what it was before, it's still so high. You see, the people are such a small amount compared to big states that to be at that percentage is way too much. It's like saying genocide for a small little country being destroyed. So when people complain about the National Guard, what people forget, first of all, the National Guard is National Guard. They are there to protect the innocent. They are not there to military run the police. The police are still in charge. But they are there to offer assistance to the police. So let's get that straight. National Guard does not arrest people to put them in prison. They hold them. It is the police, in effect, that will take care of that. With that being said, there was a person that said, Washington, D.C., it's so safe. They don't know why they send the National Guard in there. And by the way, please leave my name anonymous because I fear for my safety. Washington is the safest city ever in the United States of America, but please don't mention my name because I fear for my safety. I think I believe that lady. I don't know. I believe her. I believe her. I think she was all right. Uh, you're not American. You're Honduran. Be a Honduran. You know, many people, they still don't get it. When we say American, we mean a person with multiple cultural ethnicities in one nation. So the United States has a patriot that was the Honduran that was raised to be patriotic to the land that he lives in. And that should make America great again. I am happy to be part of the group of people that love the United States of America and its beautiful people in it. Let's see. No. I'll never forget my roots. Ever heard of intimidation? Ever heard of discipline? Ever heard of disciplining those teenagers out there, grabbing illegal handguns, boosting cars, doing drugs in the street, robbing stores? Ever heard of that? Ever heard of discipline for those little monkeys? Yeah, that's right. If you're not willing to discipline your children, somebody else will. And because you happen to lack the skills to be a good parent, now we got to have the National Guard in Washington, D.C. And because of moron like Newscom and the crazy bad Bass as a mayor, we had to send the National Guard to California. And tell me that we didn't need that in California as well, when I see a lot of my Latino people out there going around crazy like some lunatics that have no education, don't know history. All they know is what the hateful people tell them. All they know is this fake racism and abuse from the white man. The ignorance that runs into the Spanish community is so great that I'm ashamed to say it, but it's true. Why is it? Go on Google Maps right now and find an address from Tijuana. And I want you to go from Tijuana down into Mexico and look at the neighborhoods that they have there. Now, when you do that, go ahead and go up north to California. The same shithole that they have in Mexico that was made by Hispanic people is the same garbage that they made in California. Why is that? You know why? Because they come to this country illegally. They come to this country without loving it, without respecting it. And because they cannot assimilate into this country, they don't learn that they have to change their mind so that they can also be blessed, so that they can also be rewarded with prosperity, so that they can live the American dream. You see, they're so close-minded. Look at the comments on here. I want you to look at the comments. And this is why they are losers. This is why they will never come up. Go ahead and look at the comments. I am a traitor because I support the United States of America. That's how insignificant these people are. And they become a cancer to societies. They come from a third world country that they have made a shithole themselves. And they come over here and do the same thing. So let me tell you something. The problem is not the country where they come from. It's them. They are the problem. And here they are in my chat. All right, guys, I can't read everything. But what I tell you is the truth. Fact check me. Go ahead. Google Maps. Take a look at the way that they live in the South. Look at the most populated cities with Latinos. It is a garbage of a city. It's like the same ghetto black people. When they become successful, what is the first thing that they do? They move into the white neighborhood. Why is that? No disrespect to my Native Americans here in this country. But look what happens when they have their own sovereign land. It looks like desert. They have no city. They have no growth. Worse roads. They have nothing. What happens when you go into an all-black community? Criminal, black-on-black crime, poverty, food stamp dependent. They are on welfare. A lot of these Hispanics are on welfare. They shouldn't be because they're illegal, but they're on welfare. And they live their life as such. That's the mentality that they have. You know what's missing in Honduras for my people? I went to school in Honduras to 7th grade, which 7th grade is the first year, we call it common cycle, which is the first year of college. When I came to the United States of America, they made me repeat 7th grade because I didn't speak English. And you know what I found out? That the American schooling was teaching what I learned in 2nd grade in 7th grade. Can you believe that? And let me tell you the one thing that is missing from Honduras that some, not all, but some have grabbed a hold on is vision. So they teach us to be educated, to go to school, work hard, all these good ethics, but they never teach them to dream, to vision a better future. And that's what the United States of America does best. Do they have the worst educational system? Yeah, absolutely. Most likely. Probably you may deny it. You might not accept it. It is what it is. But the one thing that they got going for them, it's vision. The Americans know how to dream. And this is why everybody in the world comes over here to get the American dream. And what happens to those idiots that don't have any education, that come over here to be disrespectful to the United States of America? They make their dream into a nightmare. And all they do is what the locusts do to your crops on the field. They go and they find this beautiful green field of crops. And they go in there and they eat and they destroy and leave nothing to where that field becomes desolate. If you don't like what I'm saying and you are Hispanic, it's time to make a change. Don't just be a crybaby. Make a difference. Make a change. Learn something today. Why do I praise the American people? Because I know how hard it is to be Honduran. But I also know how good it is to dream. And I have seen people, if it wasn't for the mistakes and the wrong decisions that I made in my life, I would be very, very successful financially. I'm very successful because I have a beautiful wife and a loving family that I have. I got my boy and my girl that live with me. And that makes me successful. But I'm talking about financially, economically successful. If I didn't make the mistakes that I made, I would have been living right now the American dream. Right now, I'm just living the American. It is some sort of dream. It is a lot. To be honest, it's easy. You know, it's hard to work. It's hard to be responsible, but it's still yet easy than most countries. All you got to do is show up to work. Do your time. Go back home. You're free. You're in the land of the free. And instead of wasting time insulting me here and disrespecting the American people, you should be spending that time learning how to be grateful. And then you'll be blessed. Washington, D.C., it's the capital of the United States of America. And it is being ran as the ghetto town of the United States of America. So yes, the National Guard has to step in. And you know what the sheriff says? Thank goodness, because the National Guard is helping us. You know what the mayor says, which by the way is a black woman? She says it's needed. And Donald Trump has every right to do it. So now what? So now you got minority police officers telling you, thank God that we have National Guard to help us. And the black female mayor tells you the same thing. I'll say to the rest of these baboons over there that are out there with frying pans and metal sticks, making noise, disturbing the peace of the city, shut the hell up and go to sleep. Get out of Washington, D.C. You're making it more ghetto. Let the police and the authorities clean up the town so that we can start erasing decades, if not decades, of graffiti on their walls that nobody cares about except for Donald Trump. You see, the American people, they want that, but they never get it until now. With that being said, let's jump to Putin and Donald Trump. I think a lot of people thought, because they don't pay attention, they thought that Donald Trump went to make a deal with Putin to stop the war. That's not what the meeting was for. Viva Mexico, Kyle, and viva the United States of America, man. That's right. You got to show respect, you know what I'm saying? You show respect for this country, we show respect for your country. I show respect for both of my countries, and I show respect for my Latino countries. Except for some idiots out there that, you know, they want to fight me. Okay, whatever. Let's dance, baby. But that's not what I'm about. Steve, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm preaching, brother, but thank you for the words, man. Keep preaching, bro, he says. Oh, wait. Josh Gonzalez thinks that this is a Nazi mustache. That's not a Nazi. The Nazi mustache is like this, bro. You don't even know your history, do you? Maybe you're a Nazi. Let's see. Takes off the hat. You have no right to wear it. Man, where's my other hat? Well, I can put this one on. Or maybe, let's see. This one's a bit small, but I think we can put this one on. You like the 45, 47 better? Woo! Yeah, but it doesn't go with my necklace, man. This one goes with the necklace. Gotta flash that gold. This is rich. An immigrant to be deported soon, says Gonzalez. Gonzalez, Josh, are you a criminal? Are you illegal in this country? I'm asking for a friend. Don't worry, I'm not going to call ICE. They're busy doing their jobs right now with other more important people to get rid of. That's a smooth hat, says Jose Membrane. That's right, insane in the brain. He said, I have one similar to that. That's Jose, bro. Can't get no more Hispanic than that. And he loves the hat. So I'm feeling the love from my Latino brothers. That's all I care. And I get more love from my American adopted family than Latinos. But, you know, I get once in a while, I get some Latinos to give me some love, and I appreciate it. All right, so with that being said, your hat is the shit, says Toast. Thank you, Toast. Appreciate it. I have a problem reading sometimes, so it might not sound like what you're writing, but I will do my best. Joseph Hernandez says, make America great again. Man, I love this patriotic Hispanics. Let me tell you something. A lot of the toughest soldiers for America are Hispanic descent. These motherfuckers are so tough, but the best quality of them is that they're very patriotic. And in this case, they happen to be for America, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Pat says we get them out one at a time. That's a good one, Pat. That's a good one. Hey, don't push it, man. We also don't want to be, trashing my Hispanic people too much. Hey, Samsung is here. Viva Estados Unidos, cabrones. Oh, that's a Mexican guy. That's got to be Mexican. Samsung, somos Mexicano. See? That's got to be a Mexican guy, man. Those are the best. Love these people, man. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. I get so many freaking great Hispanic people, bro. I'm going to say something. I apologize, my American friends, but, man, it's so good to have my Latino, my raza, supporting the United States of America. Feels really good. Really good. No name says Viva la America. Tells you believe people that told you the borders closed when 1,400 a day came in and that Biden was healthy for 5 years? Be a happy camper. Stop spinning so much truth, man. You're making me look bad. I'm illegal. Come and get me. And end up on a t-shirt. Says Cal 407. End up on a shirt. Oh, Nicaragüense. Dang, bro. So what I said about Nicaragua, is that true? Were you here when I said that? That you guys are still struggling with a lot of communism over there? Hector Arellano, great hat. Man, another Hispanic, bro. I'm going to count this, man. Hey, Ozzy, what's going on, baby? Thanks for checking in. Did you learn, Andrew, did you learn punctuation in school? Come on, man. In all defense of Andrew, when I text on my phone, autocorrect keeps butchering my English and my Spanish. So, yeah, you know. Let's see. Logan says, bro, Trump is great and all, but the tariffs are garbage. Wait, do you have a business that imports a lot of stuff into the United States? Why is it garbage? I want to hear it. Guys, if you give me a negative comment about something that Trump is doing, tell me why, okay? And if I happen to read it, let's talk about it. Josh Gonzalez says, you know nothing. At least he didn't say you don't know nothing, because that means I know everything. You do realize that you're going to end up in a camp, says Manuel Burgos. Manuel, I don't think that he was for real. Maybe he is for real, but we're not calling ICE on nobody. Let me put a disclaimer out there, and please, nobody be disappointed by this. I don't believe on calling ICE on any Latino, Hispanic person, no matter how bad their English accent is. I don't believe in that shit. But if ICE comes for them, it's for a reason. It's not just because they look brown. Man, somebody tried to play that shit over there in somewhere in New York, I think it was. Some Mexican kid said, I got pulled over because I'm brown. Bitch, you look white. What do you mean because you're brown? Ain't nobody know you're brown. Man, I hate it when people put a color. We don't even have that color. What's wrong with these people? Let's see. Let me read that. Man, we're going to get to Trump, guys, but you guys are so excited on this chat. I don't want to let you go. Son-in-law's basement is crazy. Cal 407, man. I like your attitude. It's okay to do some stuff, guys. Just don't push it too far, because then you get to hear from me, and I don't want to be that guy. All right. Let's see. Anthony, all right, you guys having a conversation. Listening to you makes me understand why Tijuanenses don't particularly like pochos. No te puedo tomar en serio, güey. Apex cannot take me seriously because I joke too much. Trucking says that judge guy is one angry dude. So sad. McCarty says New Mexico needs to be changed to New America. Oh, Mac. Man, you're pushing the boundaries, man. You're pushing it. Enough with the Gulf of America. Changing New Mexico to, man, I almost agree with you, but no, man. We need some Spanish names to stay the same. You know why? Because it reminds us that we won the Mexican-American War. And that's why but that's not the reason completely why. There's other aspects of it. But that's the reason why the United States is what it is today. Let me point out that Texan people that were under Mexican government reached out to the United States of America. And they asked for protection, and we gave it. California has so much debt that we, the American people, I know you don't like to hear that. I'm including myself with the American people, but I have inherited their history as well. So I get to say it, whether you like it or not. So we, the American people, pay the Mexicans their debt. And those whose debts were paid got to stay and became Americans in California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, okay? Might be some other places. I think maybe some parts of Utah. Where else? Where else did we get from Mexico? I don't remember. But the point is this. They became American citizens. And I don't know if you know this in history. Now, if you guys are Hispanic, you probably have heard this. But there was a lot of Hispanics, I don't want to say Mexicans, a lot of Hispanics that used to forbid their children to speak Spanish. And they used to say, we're in America, speak English. And so when you see white people say that, we invented it, not them. Man, white people get blamed for everything, man. First was white supremacy, and then we found out that it was the Africans that called them that. And then we say that the racist white man says speak English, this is America, but it was actually Hispanics that started that shit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do we go with this? We got to keep learning and learning new stuff. Let's see. Let me go back down here. I'm missing a lot of your comments. I apologize. Max says, I'm born and raised from El Paso. I've been living this border life my whole life. So he's a Mexican, Texan for life. Long live Texas. You guys are going through some hard times over there as well, but keep fighting, man. Jose Hernandez, Joseph Hernandez, sorry about that. Trump 2028. Sally Estrada, Viva la Raza, we always be around. That's right, we will, man, but eventually there will be a lot more educated ones than the hoodlum ones that we got in here sometimes. That's right, Jose. We're going to learn whatever language we want. And English is the national language, but we can speak French. Parlez-vous français? Comment ça va? Comme ci, comme ça? Merci beaucoup. I don't know any of the other language, just Spanish and a little bit of French. Tubby is going to be a good boy. Tubby must be a good boy. Tubby was being a bad boy. That's Ig. That's how he talks. He talks like Tubby, like Toby. All life matters, Moises, 100%. That's right. I don't believe in racist groups that said only their race matters, or their color per se. There's only one race, and that's the human race. Pathetic bootlicker. 3 Eddie says he's a pathetic bootlicker. No, don't say that to yourself, bro. Ivan, release the files. I love it, dude. That's like saying release the Kraken, you know? I love it. I was born in California, says Darla. Darla, I apologize. I'm sorry. You guys are going through a very rough time with the blue state. But you don't worry about it. The machines that they use to cheat the elections will soon be replaced. So they won't get to cheat anymore. And all you beautiful Democrats over there will get your Democratic Party back. But until they do, support Donald Trump. All right. Why are you afraid of the Epstein files? I'm not in it. I've never been there. I'm not friends with the guy. Why would I be afraid of the Epstein files? I'm not afraid of the Epstein files. But here we go. All right. Putin comes over to Alaska, the American territory. My favorite part. Now, this could be pure coincidence. We didn't know that it was planned. But when Putin gets close to Trump and they shake hands, B-2 bomber with about 6 jet fighters escorting it do a flyby. And people say, that's right, Putin. This is America. It's the most powerful military force on earth. And that's right. That's our B-2 bombers with 6 fighting jets next. You better recognize. You know what Putin did? He said, oh, shit. Hey, that's very nice, United States. You can't over alpha and alpha. Whether you like him or not, Putin is an alpha dog. He was raised and trained to be an alpha dog. What he also respects about Trump is only an alpha recognizes a leading alpha. And that is for all my Latino friends in here, that's your beloved daddy, Donald Trump. With that being said, a lot of people thought that Donald Trump was meeting with Putin because they had to, create a peace agreement. I'm not sure where they got that idea from, but that's not what I remember from his interviews with the press. He said that he was going to meet with Putin, and within 2 minutes, he would probably know if he can make a deal or not. Now, if there is a deal to be made, that's what he said. So he went in there, went past 2 minutes. They talked, two businessmen. Okay, Donald Trump thought, okay, doesn't sound unreasonable. Let me set up a meeting with Zelensky. All right. And then we're going to invite the European leaders, right? And we're going to have a talk. What is the first thing that CNN, MSNBC, and all these leftist media say? Oh, they do what they always do. They try to question our beautiful Rubio, which I think is going to be some type of former VP and eventually a president of this country. They ask him why does Zelensky need to have other presidents to back him up? Something like that. It's not literally what they said, but they were asking, like, Donald Trump is bullying Zelensky, and that's why the other leaders need to come with him. And then Rubio said, okay, well, wait a minute, that's a lie. We invited all of them to come. They want to be fair. They have always been transparent, something that the Biden administration never did. But these guys are being transparent. You got to respect at least that. And so what? Nobody believed them? Hey, that's okay. Guess what? Not too long ago, that meeting with Zelensky and those leaders ended. But let me go back to Putin. Putin got a chance to say, hey, listen, I talked with Donald Trump. We talked about some stuff. We agreed that it's fair. Now we're going to wait to see, the meeting with Zelensky. The whole idea was Trump wanted to meet with Putin, and then he also wanted to sit down with Zelensky. And I'm going to say, for those that have like millions of subscribers, we really should all, even including myself, the little guy, we should really be careful on how we insult leaders of other countries, because it could hit a nerve and then make them crazy and be like, hey, fuck the United States of America. Let's go show them what we got, and maybe we'll just piss somebody off and then things don't go out the way that we want them to go. With that being said, remember that the media, the legacy media, has been against Trump for many years, and that started mainly by Hillary Clinton, which, by the way, they have been subpoenaed. Oh, I can't wait for her to pay all those thousands of deleted emails, and they still let her walk. Just by the simple fact that she deleted those emails, she should have done some time, at least a week in the pen. That's just me, though. I'm an evil guy. But then they kept saying to Donald Trump, yeah, right, if you were president, this war would have started anyway. And Trump said, no, this is not my war. This is Biden's war. This is Obama and Biden's war. This is not my war. But if I were president, this would have never happened. And won't you know it, as you people in here, even right now, say that Putin played Trump or betrayed Trump, whatever you want to say, Putin from his own lips says, I talked to your previous leaders and they suck. That's why we went to war. But if Donald Trump would have been president, the war would have never started, and I believe that. Mic drop. That's right. That's confirmation of respect. Do you want to see another sign of respect? You're going to love this one. Now, Zelensky, if for whatever reason this insignificant video gets to your ears, it's all just fun and games, okay? For the rest of us, so that we can have a good time. Donald Trump said, next time you come to a meeting, you wear a suit. Don't come without a suit. And what do we see at the meeting? We see Zelensky with a semi-suit. By the way, he looked sharp. He looked good in the suit. And he got a compliment from one of Donald Trump's, leadership from the administration. He says, remember, that was the guy that was mad at you last time. He said, oh, I remember. But you look good. That's another sign of respect to the alpha on this country. Twice. You know who's my favorite? What's her name? The prime minister from Italy. What's her name? Olga? No. Is it Olga? No. Georgia? No. Yeah, Georgia, right? Georgia is the prime minister of Italy. And It's crazy because they have such a friendship with Donald Trump. He asked Zelensky to say something, and the first thing that he said was, first of all, before I say anything, I want to say thank you to President Donald J. Trump. I want to thank you for the peace talks. I want to thank you for finally making the meeting with Putin possible. I want to thank you, I want to thank you, and I want to thank you, and I want to thank you. Because the last time he was here, J.D. Vance told him to his face, listen, you have been over here insulting us. You have been bitching about this and about that. Not once have you said thank you. And out of respect today, he mentioned it several times. He was more humbled. I don't say this to say that Trump bullied him or that we are a horrible bullying nation, but there's got to be respect. And just like those teenagers got to be disciplined and they got to know that there's consequences to that bad behavior. Everywhere in the United States, it should be like that. In the world, when adults play like children, they get disciplined and talked to like children. And Zelensky learned his lesson. And he talked some shit to Donald Trump. He said, my wife said that she thinks the best of your wife, Melania Trump, because of the letter that you gave Putin. And he says, not you, your wife. He's got balls. He ain't got no problem making some jokes or saying things straight to Donald Trump's face. But that's what Donald Trump wants. Be honest. Be direct, but don't be a jerk. Nobody likes a jerk. And I think that this meeting showed the press. Number one, I believe that Donald Trump humbled himself. It's not easy to do. But he humbled himself and he gave everybody some good words. You know, the prime minister from France, right? Or is it prime minister or president? Whatever the guy is. The guy that got slapped by his wife. He says, I like him. I liked him before, but I like him even better now. He says, I didn't think that was possible, but I like him more now. And how much shit has Donald Trump talked about him? A lot. And then the other president, and then the other president. And here they are. He humbles himself. Mr. President, would you like to say a couple of words? Sure, Mr. President. We want to say thank you for having this meeting. Thank you for meeting with Putin, blah, blah, blah. Mr. President, would you like to say something? Yes, Mr. President. We want to thank you for making the effort and making... He humbled himself to everybody in that table, including the guy that called him daddy. You remember that? Well, that's how they say it, but that's not really what he said. He humbled himself. Why? To get favor upon them. He gained favor from each one of those leaders by humbling himself. And then he says to Georgia, Georgia, would you like to say a couple of things? And he forgot to say prime minister, I think is the Italian equivalent to president. And then she responds, thank you, Donald, Mr. President, Donald Trump. You know, I think a lot of people misunderstand the reaction from politicians sometimes. You know, when Trump talks crap about every single leader in the world, that's what it is. It's talking trash. It's just like playing basketball. You talk trash. Playing soccer, playing football, you talk trash. At the end of the day, when the game is over, high five. Man, good game, dog. Man, that was a hard hit. Man, that was good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. That's what I heard today. Good game. Good game. And they still have to sit down. Donald Trump said to Zelensky, if you and to the other prime ministers and the presidents there, he said, if you guys want me to sit there with you, I will. Now I can set a meeting with Putin and Zelensky, but if you want me there, I will be there. He doesn't have to be there. But we know that if he's not there, Putin and Zelensky, they're those little bratty brothers that if they don't have adult supervision, if the parent is not in the room, they'll just take their eyes out. And that's why Donald Trump needs to be there. And I hope that he does go with them. That's a good coffee right there. All right, that's where I'm at with Putin and Trump. I told you about the meeting that they had today. Nothing was made to start peace or ceasefire. The attacking will still happen. You know, so hopefully there is a ceasefire and they fix the problem. Because even though they have to maybe swap some land, we don't know exactly what the deal is going to be. But whatever it is, hopefully they can do it and then have peace throughout. And the Union, the United Nations, plus the United States, of course, Donald Trump leading the Union with Mark, they are shooting for full support of peace. So if Russia decides to break that peace agreement again, there'll be consequences. And if the consequences are true, I am so sorry for each and every one of us on this earth. Because if third war, I can say these things, man. If third world war happens, the world is screwed. There's way too many nukes out there. And that's when Jesus comes. All right, that's what I think. Now, I'm not going to prophesize that because nobody, neither the angels know the day or the hour when God's coming back for his people. So I can't even say that. All right, let me read some more comments in here and let's see where we're at. Hey, number one, thank you guys so much. I'm checking here and you guys got me to 1,500 subscribers in 1 month. I think that's very special. I feel the love. I know some have already told me that they wanna bless me with money. Well, eventually we'll put some room for some super chats in there if you like to support me. I'll appreciate that. But the whole purpose of this live channel is so that we can talk back and forth. I wanna hear more questions, more points of views. I want to hear if I say something wrong and you think that you can correct me, please, by all means, correct me. And if you have an article, you have something that will show us the truth, let's look at it together and let's go from there. But let's not waste the time that you find in here. I know he comes in here and talks shit, but a lot of the times he has some good points. Manuelo says Herrera. That's right. That is my last name. Here, let me give you a little bit of history of my family. My family from my mother's side, the last name is Tejada. Tejada is the name from Spaniards. We are descendants of Spaniards because of my mother's family side. From my father's side, there's already mestizo. So he was already mixed with Spaniard and Indian, which is Lencas in Honduras. And Lencas are the Indian descendants of our national hero called Lempira, which is the name of our dollar in Honduras. And so that's what our family actually derives from. In case you were wondering, we are Spaniard descendant as well. Tyler, you cannot go back to a place where you've never been. Are you retarded? Come on, man. If we started correcting you, you'd never get a word out edgewise because every single thing you say is a lie. Corey is convinced that he is the Messiah. You're a surf, I don't know what that means, Jew. Logistic, this guy is from Honduras, of course. Logical views. Nah, that seemed pretty logical. I'm convinced. Tell us where your hat is made. Oh, all right. Let's find out together. Woo! What does that say? Made in America. You thought it was a Chinese, huh? Chinese copy, huh? Tell me, you thought it was Chinese, didn't you? Biatch! Made in the USA, baby. Oh, you made my night asking me that question. But hey, you're the man. You are the winner today. That is the best question I've ever had. all day. Logical said, made in China. Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, China, it's spelled USA. Eat your heart out, mofo. Woo! Man, that's awesome, dude. I love it. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Got him! Just like eyes will come for you. Hey, my coffee is not cold anymore, so I do need some ice. Can you guys hook me up? Keep grinding, says Antonio. Gracias, señor. Se lo agradezco mucho. I thank you so much. I appreciate my older brothers wishing me well. They are the wise people of this country, and I respect you all very much. But I will tell you, I'm laughing at Logical because he's right. Let me see where my other hat is. Let's see. I have this one right here, the black one. He's right. This black one, I didn't know though. I ordered it on Amazon, and I cut off the tag here because it did say made in China. So that's why I'm laughing, because the question was correct, okay? So what I did is, because when I was on X, I saw this, right? And they said that it was to help, right? To help the campaign or something like that. And, you know, you get 2 for the price of 1 and just shipping and handling. So I ordered it. And then somebody was like, oh, yeah, if you want to find out where the hat was made. And I never even looked. And somebody pointed out that it was made in China. I was like, no freaking way. I bought this from the website that said Patriots in China. So, yeah, that was an awesome question, bro. You were so close. You were so close. I cut that shit off, bro. I know. But this one, though, is made in America, and I make sure that as a matter of fact, when you go to Amazon, these hats, you will notice that they actually are from the Trump store. So any item that you buy from there is legitimate, made in the USA. That's why you probably buy this hat for like $15, or you buy this hat for like $47. Is it worth it to pay more? Made in America, you bet your ass it is. And this is the reason why I am willing to pay a little bit more. Because if we pay more for American-made products, you are investing into our own people, into our own country. And that money revolves. You got to remember, the national economy, it revolves around our country. The moment that we start sending our money internationally to other countries is the moment that our economy starts suffering. Now, of course, we're not China, and we don't have child labor over here. Hopefully, we don't. But they abuse their people, and if you are happy buying Chinese cheap products that are made with child labor, you are guilty of those labor. Now, if you tell me, God burned that hat because it was made in China by children's labor, I'm just going to pray and bless those kids. And I hope that they get some freedom over there. But why would I burn it when the message is right? I'd be stupid to do that. You're a moron if you burn shit that you think it was made somewhere else and you don't like it. The lesson here is this. If you know that thing that you bought was made in a place that you don't agree, just don't buy it again from there. Buy it somewhere else. But don't be that idiot that spent those $15 and you just burn $15. We ain't doing that. I ain't going out like that. Nah. Let's see. How's your liver and kidney functions? They're actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good. Troll bastards, says Jaron. Jaron is getting tired of these trolls. Trolls, get the hell out the chat. Look at this beautiful Aryan American. Grumpy Bear. Hello, friend. Hello, hello. Manuel Wright. He's American. Appreciate you, Manuel. You're the man. Austrian Painter was right. Huh? Who's that? You are an anchor baby. Who is an anchor baby? No, I was not born here. If you're born here, you're an anchor baby. Let's see. Explain to us how tariffs help the middle class and not the rich. Explain to me how the rich don't help the poor folks. We don't got rich people. Where the hell are you going to get the money from? Mr. Mandani in New York, the wisest man on earth. He wants to get rid of the billionaires because there's too much money for these people. And then my question to him is, and where are you going to get money from once your broke ass is in office and you ran away all the billionaires that you were going to take the money from? What a jackass. How are you going to go and say that you're going to tax the rich and then you're getting rid of the rich? What's wrong with you? Where is the knowledge? Where's the wisdom? I just don't understand. Why is there no wisdom on this guy? You know, I watched some of his little rap wannabe videos. The guy is a moron. Maybe that's why he's running for mayor over there, because his rap video sucks. No good lyrics. He sucks, period. There's nothing good about that guy. Manuel wants to know if I have an OnlyFans. If I did, I'd be owing money instead of making money. Show me a rich person that helps the middle class. Donald Trump. Let me tell you, I work for a middle class business owners. And people complain if they buy something like a new car. And I say to people, how many employees do we have in this small company? It's a medium size. Okay, how much money do you think it takes to pay them, to give them free health insurance? Because my company gives free health insurance. For employees, if you need family health insurance, you got to pay more. But they give free health insurance for the employees. And they have now we have 400 employees. Some are international. And I ask the people, if we don't get tax cuts for the owners, how many of us do you think will get laid off? How long do you think that business is going to stay afloat if we don't give them tax cuts? Are you going to be able to build this company yourself? How many of you and us will it take to make a company like this? You want to be a welfare baby? You want to be a complainer? Remember what the JFK, may he rest in peace, said to you. Don't ask what your country can do for you, but what the hell are you doing for your country? I mean, if you're here illegally, I guess you're sending money to your country, but I'm talking about this country, the United States of America. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see. I want to hear some answers. Come on, give me something. Michael Waddle says, people will only whine and complain whenever the rich man stops paying their paycheck and cuts their benefits. Creating wealth is into zero-sum game. People create excuses for being broke. That's right, Michael, 100%. I accept that. Let's see, you ain't doing nothing for the country. Probably. I did get $1,000 back in tax refunds last year, so maybe I didn't pay taxes. We paid a lot of money, but if we got money back, that means technically we didn't pay taxes. That's just the way it is. Let's see. How many taxes did you pay? Did you get a refund? Some of the rich supplied jobs to the middle class. 100%. That's legit. Jaron says, oh, he ain't paying taxes. Working under the table, are we? Gotcha. What company do you work for? I cannot tell you. We'll get in trouble if I do. I'm not supposed to tell. But it's a good company. Let's see. In Mexico, popular dish is stuffed dog with rice and cook it alive. I don't know about that. I hope it's wrong. Alan, if you got money back, that means you gave the government a zero-interest loan for 12 months. Hey, that sounds good. That sounds good the way you said it. James says, self-deport. Wise advice. Kylo Reeves says, damn strong-ass accent. Where are you from? I'm from Africa. You can't tell by the color of my skin? What's wrong with you? You blind? Antonio says he's a basement dweller. It's all right, Antonio. Nobody's perfect, man. Alan says, are you Afro-Latino? I should have read that before I did my joke. That just kind of killed it. Let's see. Ig says, do you remember the beast? Of course, you're 666. The number, knowledge of man, technology of man. Long live Russia and Ukraine. Let's see. This guy streaming saw the Epstein story and thought, I love Trump even more. 100%. Trump told Epstein to go F himself back in 2004. He cut friendship with him because he's a pervert. And you should appreciate that because you still hang out with perverts and you don't cut off those friendships. So who's better, you or Trump? Donald Trump. Listen, the reason you have been lied so much by the Democrats, it's they have a problem. You see, Donald Trump cannot be bought. And that's a problem for the Democrats. Well, guys, if you're a Democrat, I don't mean you. I mean the communist, political people that are in there pretending to be Democrats. They're not Democrats anymore. I don't recognize that party anymore. It is not what I thought it was decades ago. They've changed. We thought we got rid of communists back in the 90s. Well, no, we didn't. They just became enslaved with, is that a word? Enlaced with the Democratic Party. And then little by little, they got rid of good Democrats. Well, they made them look like corrupted Democrats. And maybe they were, but now it's all communist. Trust me, it's all communist. We don't want that in this country, by the way. Manuel, yeah, why did Trump have a place? He will allow the children of the women that will work there to be in the place. That doesn't mean that they were massaging, which, by the way, I have another story for you. One time I went to Honduras, to Roatan, Bay Island of Honduras. And there was the black girls over there. They're offering massages to the tourists. And I said, you know what? These people are out here. They're trying to earn a living. I said, sure, why not? They used to offer what they call the test. And so I said, you know what? I'll do the test. And she started rubbing my neck right here. Oh yeah. I can feel the stress, you know. There's these balls on your back. And I was like, man, how far did they drop? But she started rubbing. I was like, oh, that hurts, you know. She's like, yeah, you need a massage. I said, fine. I said, so how much? And she says, $30. I said, $30? Yeah, she said, $30. And I said, fine, it's okay. You know what? These people are working for a living. Let me be supportive, right? So I paid I told her, I'm going to pay you the $30, but I got to go back to my room. I don't carry cash. I'm swimming. I want my money to get wet. Well, I say this for a reason. You mentioned kids. She starts rubbing my back, and then all of a sudden, I feel her hands massaging my feet. Now, this is weird because I'm feeling her hands on my back, and both of my feet are getting rubbed too. Man, I look back, there's a 7-year-old son, and he's rubbing my feet. I was like, son of a... So yeah, child labor, bro. I'm guilty. So I told her, let me get my money. And I said, go ahead, let your boy do the massage on my feet. Because in Honduras, when I was 10 years old, I used to mix concrete, sand and concrete to mix concrete. And I made a few dollars so I can get something to eat. So yeah, child labor is not the fairest, but a child that needs to eat will do anything to go eat, right? So as long as it's work, that's fine. But what we are fighting for is so that they don't get abused in child labor. All right, with that being said, let's see. Art of Mind says, your content is actually lame, bro. Mr. Art he's just too sophisticated for these normal talks. I get it, Art. Why don't you go back to your art? Maybe that's more exciting. Go do that. And then this chat is about to be finished anyway, so go back to your art. I want to take this time to say, guys, thank you so much again for liking my videos. Thank you for liking my lives. I think that I get a lot of feedback from you guys, talking back and forth, Some of you like to come in here and insult. That's fine, but a lot of you guys actually come in here and give me hope for our future, to be honest. So thank you so much. Ellen, hello. Welcome to the chat. I'm about to take off. But thank you guys for being in here. Maybe not everything that you hear is the liking to your ears, but I'm an honest person, very direct, and you always get the truth from me, at least what I think is the truth. I search for facts, I search stories, and I make my own opinion of what I say. With that being said, Jose, Trump 2025, yes, sir. Make Hondureños great again. Even though you don't know how to spell, I'll say it right for you. And you're right. Let's make Hondurans great again. I agree. Moises, Alan, you came late. Yeah, it did. Guys, it's normally I go, live whenever I get a chance. So sometimes, let's say for like Fridays, I go live maybe later in the afternoon, like 8 or 9 at night, because I do have to spend time with my daughter, and we'll go swimming and things like that. So like right now, I'm cutting it short because it is that time to take my daughter to go swimming and spend some daddy-daughter time. Guys, to everybody else, thank you so much. Ellen, God bless you as well. God bless you and your family. Much love to all of you guys that are supporting me. I appreciate it. Later, hopefully, some of you have offered to help financially. That always is welcome, and I thank you for that. But the most important thing is, please keep spreading patriotism. The United States has not been taught patriotism for many years in our schools, so it's up to us to bring it back to life. For all you fool Hispanics out there that are illegal in here trying to call ICE on a citizen, you guys are retarded, but I still love you, all right? So God bless every single one of you guys, and God bless the United States of America. You all have a good night. Peace!